K-Dos, what is up? I feel like I've seen you for a minute. What's going on? Some Baldur's Gate, running a few minutes behind. We getting it. We getting it. Ooh, yeah. Little chill time. I hear that. Cool off a little bit. Most summer break painting Warhammer. Oh, that is good. And saying, oh man, that sounds great. That's a great way to chill. Zoe. Tex is here. What's up, Tex? Marching Band Cam starts next week for me. Woo! What you playing? What you playing this year? Same instruments? Doing pretty good, Tex. Just getting my stuff together. Running a little late. As I do sometimes. Oh, hi, Jeff. Get my stuff. Right back. I didn't see. Wait a minute. I wonder if I got a message from Kinnery and them. Oh no. Oh no, big deal? Oh no, okay. Oh, we may be playing some retro games. I just saw the Discord. I've been running around, haven't a chance to look really, so we may be doing some Discord. I'm looking at Discord, so we may be doing some retro stuff. Did the music you played yesterday have any impact on your membership eligibility? It did not. Absolutely not. I did get a copyright notice, but that's not the same as a copyright strike. It just means that the owner recognized that I had used the content and they marked it, but it has no impact upon anything. All right, getting my coffee. Getting my coffee. Oh, I know it ticks. I'm actually looking at it different lately. So I've been thinking about it a little bit. I definitely get mad at the copyright trolls. I've had a lot of those. I haven't seen as many of those lately. It's more like legitimate copyright things lately. And it's fine. Like Jet Set Radio. I knew I was walking into the multimedia era, you know, the post 16-bit era. There's a lot more mixing and intermingling of licensed music. So instead of having music built within the studio, you might license some music. And actually, I think Sega at one point in time probably had the music for Jet Set Radio, Jet Grind Radio, licensed, kind of like almost like a work for hire. So that's usually what would be the difference. You have a work for hire, which means that you work for a particular company and you produce creative content for that company, and the company owns the rights to it, and they're usually not very litigious about that because they see the product as a whole and not just as a individual piece. Licensed music, of course, is different because those people see those as opportunities and basically are contracting out the use, and they expect it to be used in a very specific manner and for a temporary time. So, you know, it's a little different once you get past the 16-bit era. But that's fine. But, you know, it was just a copyright notification let me know that I was using their copyrighted material. There was no question about, hey, you need to take it off or anything like that. It was just, hey, our software recognized you use our music, and we've put a copyright notice on it here. You can choose to remove it, and at some point in time we could choose to request monetization off of this content, but not currently. That's fine. Fine, right? Ah, yes, Mr. Diamato. Welcome in, and thank you for the follow over on the Kick. I mean, no, YouTube. Oh, thank you for the YouTube follow. Thank you very much. How are you doing? We are listed as starting Baldur's Gate 3 here in just a minute, but with friends. But my with friends had to they had some stuff going on, so we're going to see what's going on with that. I'm not sure what was going on. I just saw that they would not be available, so that's fine. I don't think anything's wrong. I just got to check. I got to double check on them here in a minute. But like I said, I started streaming before I went and read the Discord. That was dumb. That was my bad. My bad. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna do a little retro streaming here. So we're gonna change all of our information up here just in a minute. I'm probably gonna play some Jet Set Radio. Jet Set Radio or Jet Grind Radio. However you want to see it. However you want to call it. Let's see, we still got a minute and 37 seconds. Oh, we're doing good too. Yeah, we got time for some. It's time for coffee today. There we go. All right, let's see here. So instead of doing this, we're probably going to head back over to Jet Set or Jet Grind. It's Jet Set Grind. Oh, hi, Mr. Diamato. How is your Tuesday, Wednesday, wherever you are in the world? Hope you're having a good one. Kate Haas says, the show is called A Siren Song. I must have missed this. Smashing up, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight with the Wellerman Cease. What? What is that? I Just Died? Oh, that's what you're doing this year. That is awesome. That sounds amazing. Time for the marching band camp to start. Zoe is not doing marching band currently. She is leaving out to do some Habitat for Humanity work, though, of sort this upcoming weekend. Skate or die. How about we roll in line or die? Scott Fletcher, how is it going, my friend? Radio. Grind. Real Dream, maybe. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to put Real Dreamcast because we may not have. We're going to see if it'll actually fire up. Besides that, I think I want to do some retro achievements here tonight, so we're going to see how that works out. We did a little change. You're changing all the labels now, so please be patient with me as I adjust very quickly. And we're out of time, it says. And that's fine. We can switch over to our live feed. Gonna be here, and there I am. You can tell we still have our Baldur's Gate 3 pulled up. Let me change all of that real quick. But please do tell me, how has your Tuesday, Wednesday been, Mr. Fletcher? Ah, Zoe is my favorite Brit, says Mr. Cuff. Oh, shucks. Shucks. Trying to think of what all Brits I know. Not that I'm rating them much. Mahaha. Mahaha. Doody ba boo doo ba da boo ba da boo da boo ba doo boom ba ba da ba. We'll at least fire the Dreamcast up to see if it'll fire up today. We'll just see if it'll fire up today. Will it fire up today? Let's find out. 4. It's on 4. Flip to floor. Let's flip to four. Flip to four. Or is it three? I can't remember. We'll find out here in a second. Nope, that's the other. That's fine. We'll leave that up for just a second as we get everything ready. Jet Grind Radio has turned out to be a favorite of mine. Zoe reached a 15 stream streak 4 minutes ago. Frog Pants, Shakanini, Frogapana Shakanini. Let's see. Poopy Pants. There we go. All right. Baldur's Gates with friends. Obviously, it's Channel 3. Tuning in Channel 3. Channel 3 or 4. Hey, let me know. What do you think? Hey, those old school retro gamers, let me know what was the channel you went to on your old school coaxial TVs, your Ataris and whatnot, and maybe even your NESs according to how you were hooked up. What was the go-to there? Did you turn it Channel 3 or Channel 4? Channel 3 is the best, confirms Tondagosa. I was in the North American region. Channel 3 definitely gave better because Channel 4 was often occupied in our area with another system. So that was our deal here where I lived at. Looks like 3. Casey Turbos confirms Channel 3 gang. I don't know if I ever switched over to Channel 4. Did I ever have to go to Channel 4? I'm trying to remember. Because I do know at one point in time we got cable, right? And so then you may have a cable on there too. By the way, I really think the humidity has created a problem with this laser because it's working pretty good. But I've noticed the last 3 or 4 days, the humidity inside the house has been just been crazy because we've got moisture on the inside of the windows, and that's unusual, right? I mean, we're not like keeping it like freezing in here, but we've got it, we've got it at a comfortable temperature. Heavens Cloud confirms Channel 3 for me. Channel 3, we got a bunch of Channel 3 freaks here. That's awesome. I love it. So, we live in the US. We're operating at NTSC speeds, right? We're operating at 60 hertz. I know, Zoe, you were probably over there rocking the 50, right? Rocking the 50 hertz. Was Channel 3 still the go-to place for you guys? Curious about my people in the other parts of the world. What did Australia have? Were they? And so we know Japan was NTSC-J, so it had a little different, but they still operated on the 60 hertz, right? Some of Europe, if not most of Europe, is on the 50 hertz grid. And that would be a PAL, which means, hey, PAL, running at 50 hertz. So what was your jam? What was Australia? Was Australia, I'm assuming they have their own power grid, right? Because they're way out there. They're not New Zealand. Does New Zealand and Australia share a power grid? Bastard Doma wants to know, are you melting yet? Man, let me tell you, it's funny because it's the kind of hot that I remember having when I was in the desert in Phoenix. And it was where you would kind of, it's like, wow, I didn't even know that I was going to instantly start sweating. But here I am. I'm sweating up a storm. I'm just sweating it. And that's exactly how it feels lately. It's just like, you don't think you're that hot. You're like, oh, it's not that hot. And then you're just drenched. You're like, what happened? How'd I get drenched? I'm not your refresh rate, pal. Looking forward to seeing Tonda. How's the schedule looking? We still looking good on everything? Zoe says, not sure about us. That type of technical detail would have gone over my head. We might not know that, but was there a Channel 3 that you did when you had those back then? Did you have to set your components to Channel 3? Was that a thing? Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, Scott Sharon. So I married an Axmer. That's good. That could have been a thing, says Zoe. Come on, Zoe. I mean, you're not old, but you are definitely closer to my age, right? So I definitely know you grew up in a time when you were two-pronging it, right? Had your two little prongs in the back in the VHF thing, or you had the coaxial. Come on. Now we're still let me take a look, see if here I can do this. Jet Grind Radio. Jet Grind Radio. We're gonna reboot just a few more times just to see if we can do it. 300 ohms for life. That's right. The 300 ohms, baby. Man, I've had to do all kinds of crazy stuff, like getting little bullet things. You guys know what I'm talking about? The bullets are like coaxial on one side, and they got the two prongs on the other side. The 300 ohmers. Zoe confirms I am older than you. In fact, I'm older than Scott and Ibbot, but not by much, right? I'm so old I've forgotten. That's a pretty good excuse. That's a pretty good excuse. All right. I'm still hearing the same. So the funny thing about the Dreamcast and the Saturn is there is a very specific sound that you can hear on the CD reader. It makes a very the head that has the that carries the laser. Carry my laser to the road I have not traveled. It makes a very specific vibration sound. And you can tell when it kicks in. But I definitely think it's time to I definitely think it's time to adjust the strength of the laser, which is there's a little thing there's a little adjustment you can make to increase it. It shortens the life of the laser, but you know, at this point, what you gonna do? Carry on my laser, son. Yeah, not terribly much older. That's right, Zoe. Not a whole lot. Too terribly much older. Let's see here. All right, I think I updated Twitch, so we got that. I think I updated Kick. I think we got that. Do I need to restart YouTube, or will it pick up the difference that we've made? And I think Twitter is probably not gonna. It's just gonna say "screw you, hippie." Let's see here. We are live, and it says on the thing that we are live, and it says nothing. It says nothing. Trying to check out YouTube right now. There's my Yard channel. We're gonna try just a couple of more resets, and we'll just see what we got. Thank you, 2 viewers over there on the YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you for being loyal and faithful. And I hope you find joy. Valdair just was resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 42 months. And I'm still probably on Discord too, aren't I? Probably still broadcasting in that channel. No, I actually must have kicked myself out, or Valdair kicked me out one. I'm not sure, but it's great. Let's see. Thank you so much, Valdair, for that resub. I just got home and I did not have a chance to look at the Discord. And I hate that I missed the Kit letting us know that she was going to be able to make it at night. That was unfortunate. But that's okay, because I was running late anyway. All right, we're gonna do one more thing. So what I'm theorizing here, what I'm theorizing is there's something going on that once I've run it a couple of times and is kind of warmed up, it seems to read after a little bit of time. Now, one of those things I have to do, though, is I don't have to see the disc spinning there, but a number of times will eventually do it. Carts were really bad about this, man. You could... No, it's still making that noise, but I'm also going to do a couple other things. I'm going to unplug it. I'm going to let the capacitors, decapacitate. Decapacitate. It worked out for all. It did really. It really did, Valdair. Man, how you been? How you feeling today? I know you had some stuff yesterday going on. And hopefully all that's behind you. I'm sure that was stressful, as it always is. And hopefully that's all going good. Let's talk about keeping it real for just a second. I've heard 2 stories today. One from my dad, where someone has stopped by his house, and we are at this point an open carry state, right? You can carry a gun on your side, just like the old West, And Anyway, this guy's driving around on a motorcycle, and my dad was out in the yard, and the guy came up and he says he's looking for a particular person who drives a black Mustang with a convertible top, and he said his name and everything, the guy's name he was looking for. And he says he's looking for him because he's a meth head and he stole something from him. And I'm like, dude, why is this? My dad says he's probably like in his 70s or so, mid 70s, older guy, white beard, riding around a motorcycle. I'm like, really, dude? What in the world could they have possibly stolen from you that's worth you either killing them or them killing you, or some combination of both of you being maimed and or killed? But definitely, the end of the day, somebody's going to either be hurt, dead, or in prison. I'm like, that's the second time I've heard a story like that. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to keep it real like that? It's just not worth it, man. Voltaire confirms I'm back to 100%, at least for a day. Yeah, from day to day standpoint. Do have one other issue, but that's manageable. Good. We'll have a plan after some follow-ups. Excellent. Or all the above, right? Jeez, I just don't understand people. Yep. Conditioning the capacitors by trying several times. A real thing. True story. Like I said, I think so the laser's probably not getting the power, or it just doesn't have enough, right? And so I'm gonna have to get in there and do some adjustments, or replace the laser. But I don't know how much that's gonna be, or just replace the whole thing with like was it GDI or whatever it is? What is that little thing called? Or is that the file format? And Kurt's Jet Set Radio. Never understood why they felt the need to change it to grind. From the two theories I've heard, one was to avoid a copyright or a trademark with a band, but since they don't occupy the same space, but they are radio, right? I guess it could occupy the same space. Or probably more likely a marketing move that said that Americans would not respond to Jet Set Radio, but they did know what skating was, and grinding was a very popular term, more likely. But yeah, it was not necessary. It was not necessary. We would have definitely been okay. Texas, I'd shoot the meth head too. Yeah, that's a problem. That'd be the problem. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's making the noise. It's making the noise. It's making the noise. What are we going to get? It's making the noise. Oh, that's a beautiful noise. That beep, 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 beep. And the laser goes, when the little carriage for the laser goes, beep, 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 beep. And it goes, beep, 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 beep. Laser goes of liberty. Yeah, baby, look at that. We've got laser action. Just had to condition those capacitors a couple of times, right? No big deal. No big deal. I don't want a meth head stealing from me to feed his habit, right? Like I said, I am not precious when it comes to things, but I am precious when it comes to my freedom. And so I'm too emotional, and I
Get around the radio.
Wake up back there in the back. Wake up. Like I said, I'm not precious about things, but I am precious about my God-given freedom. And of course, you could say, because this isn't Texas, this is South Carolina. That self-defense thing only goes so far. Now, Texas is a little bit different. You got a good chance of making your vigilante justice argument. Texas, just look at the first letters of a name, right? Like I said, it's a little different in Texas. In South Carolina, most likely, it's kind of like when there's somebody fights at school, both of you are in trouble. Doesn't matter who won, both of you are in trouble. Oh yeah, from San Antonio. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get funky, funky.
This is most disturbing.
Ooh, you did it. One more time. One more time. Fire it up. Fire it up. Jet. Grind. Radio.
Let's look at the funk.
Let's look at the funk. Don't look at my funk. Do not look at my funk. That is my funk. That is none of your funk. Tana says, almost moved to Texas. Still not sure Florida was the better choice. There's another state with a lot of opinions. Like I said, that's another state with a lot of opinions, man. We kind of straddle. Even though people think of South Carolina as being very conservative and very southern, we kind of straddle. We're not as conservative overall as some people might think. I mean, we are definitely conservative. But really, mostly in South Carolina, the majority, the major attitude of South Carolina is just leave us alone. That's pretty much our entire vibe. Just leave us alone. It's like, nah, we'll accept your stupid assery, but for the most part, just leave us alone. We don't want to talk about it. We just want to go. As long as you keep the gas prices at a decent price, you'll never hear a word out of South Carolina. Humming the bass line. It's my favorite song. My favorite song of this whole thing. Jet Set Willie. Get up, get up, get up. Gonna hit the streets. Get up. All right, let's see. Love Trap, Monsters of Cocaine, Benton Boogie. What we haven't gotten to, let's see. We've unlocked these three, right? Some stuff down there. I feel uncomfortable with that Benton Boogie. Those arrows popping in and out. I feel uncomfortable. I don't think I've raced Gum very much. She's got some strong graffiti, which means she has high points for graffiti. Only problem is, I think that means the graffiti is harder. Tab's graffiti is low, so it's a little easier to do. Or maybe it's the technique. Hey, don't sweat the technique. Let's try Gum, though. I don't think we've raced Gum very much. Get it, girl. It's on. Waldera says, South Carolina does have a truck tax. True story. I mean, if you don't have one, you're screwed. True story. And it costs a lot of money. This is Benton. City of the night. Yeah. Here we come. Come on, Gum. Oh, that's one thing I love about this game. Nighttime skating, baby. Let's see if I remember what I was doing. Oh, I'm off. Woo. Fell already. All right, let's get back in the groove here. All right, tag. Oh, I need some. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I need. Oh, somebody. Who's spraying something? I hear somebody spraying something. Who's spraying? Is that me? Oh, no, it's somebody else. Okay. Oh, they're right behind me. They're right behind me, aren't they? Where are they at? I hear them spraying. Where are they at? Are they down this little alley? Where are they at? What's up, Terry Bryan? I need to thank you for your suggestion. I had a broken VCR, so I YouTube how to clean it, and I followed the instructions, and it worked! That might not seem like much to y'all, but I've never done anything like that. I feel so accomplished. Terry, I'm so proud of you. Like I said, cleaning VCRs is a skill every adult should have, and now you have it. And now you have it. That is amazing. I'm so proud of you. That's so good. That's awesome. And see, it takes more courage than possibly skill. And I'm so proud of you for having the courage to pop it open, because it really is. It's intimidating. It's intimidating, right? Oh, there they are. They're up there spraying up a storm. Found them. All right, let's see if I can get back up. Hut. Oh, that's right. I can ride those sides. I can ride the sides here. Let's see. Oh, not for long though. Hey, that's fine. I'll come get you later, Mr. Microphone. I'll come back and get you later. Terry, I'm so proud of you. That is awesome. So, have you watched any videotapes since you've done your cleaning? What have you watched? I watched over the weekend I checked out, first of all, I watched the original Beverly Hills Cop because I want to watch the new one. I want to get up to date on everything, or I want to get caught back up. Eat, she said. Oh, wrong way. There it is. Oh, this way. There we go. Back this way. Back this way. Nailed it. Counterclockwise. Oh, I failed. All right. Oh, shoot. I watched the Beverly Hills Cop. Forgot Wayans was in that first one. Oh, that is even better, Terry. I don't know what anything inside there does, but I know how to clean it. That's right. It's kind of cool, right? Because if you've never seen inside of a VCR, there's this like silver cylinder, and the tape, the magnetic tape, wraps around it, and that's how it reads. And so that silver cylinder can get stuff on it. It can stick a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in there, or it can pick up, you know, if a tape flips over sometimes while it's playing, it can also rub residue and stuff off on it. Anyway, it gets dirty. If you take like some alcohol and a Q-tip, and you just get in there and you just clean it off, that saves it. That'll help you lots of times. There's also like if you've ever had stereos and stuff that were belt driven, there's a rubber band on the bottom side. Usually when they take the bottom off, do that. And those are usually pretty easy to replace too. That's usually when the band is like, the belt is stretched too much. They're usually pretty inexpensive too. But that's two things you can do in a VCR that fixes most problems. Most problems. There's a lot of other stuff in there too. Most other stuff is very rarely breaks. Gears and stuff. Maybe you'll get a bent carriage, which is the tray part that the tape goes into. That sometimes can get bent, but those are pretty easy to fix. They last a pretty good while. Alcohol and Q-Tip solves 90% of the problems. True story. Especially when it comes to electronics. Whee! Smile bit. Terry says, yes, I was so confused because that disc was tilted and I was afraid that was what was wrong with it, but it's just dirt. Yeah, because it usually there's the cylinders in there and it's usually tilted a little bit. And that's because the cassette, actually when it goes in, it drops down. So it goes in, drops down, and then that head's kind of tilted up a little bit. It's pretty cool. I feel like Brian just invoked the Dennis Leary bit about his kids trying to explain how a sandwich head was talked into his VCR. True story. Oh man, you have no idea how common it was. It was so common to have VCR sandwiches. Kids, I mean, it was just like VCRs were just begging kids to put stuff in them. Oh man. Shoot, I'm not doing good here. There we go, finished it. Oh, that was enough to get the cops out though. They do have a sandwich shape opening. It's a true story. They really do. Now, if you ever played Jet Set Radio, may not have given this much thought, but a lot of times it's real easy to get lost, especially in this particular city, the Benton show, because the streets are so narrow, and sometimes you're like, oh, I think I've covered everything, and then you realize you haven't. So there's no mini map here, but there is a mini map when you pop it open. So you just go into your pause menu, and you can take a look in here. Of course, you can adjust the background music. It'll tell you how many left to clear. That's the red ones. That's the flashing ones. But Terry, I am so proud of you, man. That's just fantastic. Fixing your first retro thing. Why does that make me so happy? I do a lot of retro gaming, but part of that passion is nothing makes me more upset than seeing electronics go to the dump. And sometimes it's counterintuitive because I shouldn't want CRTs to still, be out there because they're not very energy efficient, right? And they probably shouldn't be everywhere. I mean, we definitely came a long ways, but they are a miracle. And I have such a passion for all almost all the electronics I've ever had. It kills me when I have to throw away any electronic device. It hurts. It hurts. And to think that a VCR that was on its way to the trash, possibly, because it did not have a repair person to fix it because it wouldn't be worth it, that you're able to do these small things and make it happen. I love it. A lot of retro equipment sometimes is just soldering capacitors, and that sounds very intimidating. But it really is just, most capacitors will just have two little legs, and they're large, and they're very easy to desolder and resolder. Very light work. It's intimidating. But that's what it's usually either cleaning and capacitors. Those are usually some of the big ones. And some power problems too, but usually can replace those. I know, Terry, right? It's so easy to fix, right? It was just right there. And I think those VCRs are just gone. I know the technology is really not that important. It's not even a great format for storing mediums. But for some reason, I have such a love for electron. That's why I play. That's why I do retro games. The retro games is so that I can have a moment with my retro hardware to make it useful again. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm useful. Maybe I'm afraid of death. Maybe I'm afraid of being useful. And I'm pouring my dysfunction into this because I'm humanizing it, right? Retro knows what is up. Time to chill. I'm projecting, right? I'm projecting. I can't help it. It's like, I'm not useless. Let's fix this equipment that people think are useless. Look at this. It was lovingly designed. Somebody put art into this. This is a true piece of art right here. The Dreamcast, it's a true piece of art. What's up, Chicken? The Zack Maniac is here. What's up? Terry confirms earlier she had a specific purpose. I wanted to use it to start digitizing VHS tapes, and I'm so glad that I know how to do that, because then if it happens again, I'll know what to do and not feel defeated. Right. Like I said, VCRs were tanks for the most part. Usually the only things that typically went wrong with them was, physical damage, like somebody bending a carriage frame, which surprisingly you could adjust back lots of times just with a little bit of, manual manipulation, and then the cleaning of the heads, and then potentially the belts. Those were usually it. That was usually the things. Those were all really inexpensive things to repair. I mean, you either physically do it with your hands, or you clean off the head with some alcohol and Q-tips, and the belt, fairly easy and inexpensive to replace. Typically. Zack Maniac confirms Dreamcast is still my favorite console. This generation of systems is my favorite generation, probably. Not that I don't have mad love for many other generations, but for me, it felt like I was growing up and console systems were growing up, and the GameCube and the Dreamcast, those are my two biggies. The PlayStation, the Dreamcast, and the GameCube, man, those were just the hype for me. Overdose says, I too enjoy the smell of clean 90s circuits. Right? Must clean those things. Scott Butch confirms, oh my God, the fate of old electronics represents our own mortality. I need a moment. Especially for our generation, right? It's not like we the first generation, but we were probably the first that, so intimately loved something, right? I'm sure other people love their radios and stuff, but they really think about those electronics. Those are old tubes and things. It's not the same. Not the same as we got the transistors, baby. Voltaire confirms Dreamcast always felt good in my hands when I had one. Agreed. And that's one of the things. That was the first thing I did when I started getting into retro gaming. I immediately realized, oh, sure, I can emulate games and stuff, but that's not the feeling I wanted. There was things missing, like these scan lines we have, which is the CRT stuff from this era. And most importantly was the tactile feel of the controllers. And that's actually how I started my emulation stuff. I was doing it on the PC, emulating on the PC. And then I looked for a way to get old controllers and hook them to the PC. And there's a whole bunch of devices that do that, because this is where that muscle memory and partially nostalgia and, you know, really triggering that feeling. But then I got into accuracy and everything else, and I was having fun doing it. Hank Watcher, what's up? You're really making me miss my Dreamcast. I wonder what happened to it. Hopefully it's not in the trash somewhere. Hopefully it's still living lovingly at somebody's house, right? I wanted to get a US version of Dreamcast. This is not my original Dreamcast. I bought mine from Fry's Electronics back in, 2000? And this is actually one I got off Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace a couple years ago. It's a Japanese model. It was when I first started picking consoles back up. The first two I got was the Sega Genesis and this Dreamcast. And I love it. Overdose says, I have fond Dreamcast memories kicking Sonic Adventure's butt and playing Worma. World Party. Worms. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Tonda says, I miss my boombox. I miss my boombox too. I still have very fond memories of... Now, I didn't just listen to rap. I listened to a lot of different music. But I do remember I was at Myrtle Beach, and I had just gotten like a real summer job, and I bought a boombox, and I remember playing Run DMC on that thing like crazy. I mean, God, that was just so much fun. That was just so much fun. I mean, I got really into boomboxes for a while, like all of us did. I even had the one that was, I think JCPenney had them. It was the dual cassette with the small, 3-inch black and white screen on it or something. So, I mean, it was just crazy. A crazy looking thing. Tana confirms that PS1, PS2, Dreamcast era was pretty magical. Absolutely. Oh, dude, yes. Overdose. Simulation is good, but OG hardware is God's wish. It really is. And the only thing that comes even close to that is FPGA stuff like this Mr. FPGA. It's hard to explain to somebody. It's hard to explain to somebody the timing, that this the latency. It's absolutely the latency of the FPGA stuff that just feels so accurate, and it's just a different feeling. Like I love doing software emulation because it allows me to do stuff like retro achievements and that kind of stuff, and I can upscale stuff, and that's a lot of fun, and it looks really good. But the actual gaming experience it can't be compared to real hardware and FPGA stuff. Cold Cash, what is up? It did feel so experimental, like new territory. Remember, Tonda? Remember? I hate using that word, but do you recall? We're going to use that word instead. Do you recall how each generation was so dramatically visually improved? I mean, we've stopped focusing on the visual improvement because we've kind of plateaued. But man, I mean, between the 1 to the 2 for the PlayStation, it's like, oh my God. It's like, you can't just sit on the old generation when this new generation looks like this. You couldn't wait. Like when I had my PlayStation 4 and they brought out the 5, and even though it was during the pandemic and stuff, I was like, I can wait. I can wait. It'll be all right. Voltaire confirms that, yes, I need the controller for the game. They almost go hand in hand. I'll see myself out. Anchor says that little Tamagotchi thing was frustrating, though. So much promise. Yes. So much promise. Kolkai says, love my Dreamcast. Still have my VMUs. Those things were battery killers. They really are. And I've got to actually replace. The good news is if you have the controller, of course, you can plug it in and it'll still function. But if you want to pull that VMU out and mess around with it, I've got to replace the battery in this. Overdose says, as a speedrunner of Castlevania games, you can taste the port if the emu is lazy. Yes, you can. Overdose. It's one thing I've never been very good at is speedrunning. But I was thinking about doing, Tex, if you're around, this is something that you prompted me to think about more. Was what am I going to do more long-term or longer form content? One thing I was thinking about doing was going over. This is the number one question I always get with retro gaming. Where can I get ROMs? Where can I get ROMs? Because I've downloaded the emulators. That's easy to do. But what am I going to play on them? Where do I get ROMs? And I get the temptation to go out and get all the ROMs, right? That's the first thing you want to do. You want to download an emulator, and then you want to get the whole freaking NES library. You're like, yeah, I want it. I want all of it. Just give me all of it. And then you get all of it, and you realize, yeah, they wanted like 10% of it. Overdose, true. Google Fu and some common sense is my answer, right? And of course, that's always upsetting too, because the first thing you do, you Google stuff and you go, oh, I'm going to look up some ROMs. So you look up ROMs, or you look up a specific game that you're looking for with ROM in the title. And then you get back a whole bunch of stuff and you're like, ooh, I don't know if I trust these places. Emu Paradise? Didn't they get taken over or something? You know, and it's like, so they're always looking for places that are safe. It's like, oh, but I want a safe place, because you will go to those. If you get some of those straight up places that just deal with the ROMs and stuff, and you go to download it and it'll try to trick you. So if you don't have a good, ad blocker and everything else, it's going to try to trick you into downloading something wrong. And so instantly you feel skeezy. It's like, yeah. But anyway, back to the thing I want to do. I'm thinking about addressing how to start your ROM library legally. So there's games, and this goes back to what Overdose was saying, was talking about Castlevania. There's Castlevania games and a lot of games that are on Steam that actually are using ROMs. Right? And so there's projects out there that allow you to extract the ROMs from that, and then you can play them in whatever emulator you want to using shaders and different things. So I was thinking about making a video on how to get a legitimate ROM library started. So there's several out there. There's several projects that allow you to get those ROMs, right? In a legal way. Maybe gray area for as far as the usage policy. Maybe Steam and and they don't want you to do it, but it's not illegal though, right? It's not illegal. Spencer, Baldur's Gate got a visual refresh. Did it not change everywhere? I think I changed it everywhere. We were planning on playing. By the way, welcome in. Thank you, Spencer. What is up? Hope you're having a good Tuesday, Wednesday. Is that what it is? We were going to play Baldur's Gate with friends tonight, as we typically do on Tuesdays, but one of our party members was not able to, so I decided to switch back over to some Jet Grind Radio and a little retro talk. And unfortunately, I don't know if did it take everywhere? Let me do an update again. I'll update it again. Oh, I didn't switch the little button. Let me see if that'll help. Let's see. Retro gaming, maybe? Unsure. All right. I think I logged everywhere else right, though. Tonda says, Nintendo's having a panic attack after you said that. Retrodose, correct. Check some. We can talk about the no intro database. Really something important that you'll need is, especially if you're looking at doing something like retro achievements. But that's kind of the things I want to talk about. Where to get valid ROMs. What is a valid ROM? What is abandonware? What kind of risk is involved? I can't give a specific advice on, to everybody, because you live in different regions. What may be illegal here may be legal somewhere else. So I'm not going to point people to illegal ROMs or anything like that. But I would like to have like a longer conversation about that. Ankwatch says, yeah, I got a great MDS ROM cartridge for $10 or £10 off of AliExpress. And the first thing I had to do was filter the good games from the crap. True story. And lots of times you almost can't avoid having a bunch of ROMs. Like if you order an Ambernick, you used to get ordered Ambernick sans the SD card, which is how I tried to order it the first time. And then those were not available. So I had to order one with the stupid SD card, which has all the ROMs and stuff on it. Immediately I just wipe it. Retro Overdose says ROMs being used is great. Making a ROM is pretty black though, right? So there's a lot of games also, like if you were wanting to play Streets of Rage, there's a very good homebrew version of Streets of Rage 1 and 2. There's lots of ways to play retro games. Oh, so Twitter still thanks bot. Probably have to stop it probably to be able to get Twitter to do it. Good point. By the way, thank you, Spencer, for joining us over on Twitter. I didn't even recognize that the icon was that. We don't usually have too many commenters on Twitter, but of course I haven't been streaming until recently on Twitter again, or X or whatever it is. But thank you, Spencer. But Jet Set Radio is great. It's so good, isn't it? Nintendo said, yeah. Used to be if you had a real life copy of a Digicopy was backup, right? And that's still kind of right. Anchor says, can't find my original soundtrack from LimeWire. YouTube has it and definitely going with me on my road trip tomorrow, right? So much fun. I don't know how these hard drives filled with games get away with it on Amazon. How they get away with it? How they do those hard drives? Tom is talking about a very real thing. There's these, they're just hard drives with just full of retro games. I mean, just terabytes of just, here you go. It's weird. Spencer says, I've literally never clicked on a live stream on Twitter. Keep on rocking. Yeah, baby. We're glad you did, though. We was thinking it was dead, so that's perfect. Shaded, I didn't even know you could stream on Twitter. Yeah, you can. I don't think you can. There's something about how the chats and stuff work, though. It's kind of weird. Maybe because they're drop shipped from China, they can't be sued. That's a good point, too, Spencer. I think that's probably what's going on because because Amazon really, at the end of the day, is a warehouse or distribution center, right? And so, how they get away with it? Overdose says, but with Nintendo updating their retro library for their streaming service on Switch, this pulls an 80s game into modern laws. So that's a good, right. But let's remember that there's always a way to get around stuff, right? There's always a way to get around stuff and do it in a gray area and still remain. It's the distribution that causes the problem, right? That's how Nintendo is able to go after the distributors, because going after individuals is very difficult. But I will give this to Nintendo. So this is one of the problems with retro to begin with, is games that are abandonware that have essentially just, to the point, especially in the CD-ROM era on PCs, those games become, as hardware moves forward, backwards compatibility drops off lots of times. And if people are not maintaining projects that allow you to run that, they just disappear. We saw this with Grim Fandango. Luckily, it's a great game, and the creators were, still engaged enough to create something new and to keep it going. And that's not always possible. But I do think there's a lot of ROMs that are parts of collections that you can actually get and put in your library and feel pretty good about it. It's maybe in a gray area, but it's certainly less gray than going to, some ROM site that you obviously never purchased and doing it, versus buying a collection on sale like Castlevania on Steam and then choosing to run it the way you want to, right? If you wanted to battle legally, don't use the modern Metroid NES file. Get an 80s card, flash it, bam, you have an abandoned version of Metroid. Maybe incorrect though. Right, that's what I'm about to do with this video I'm thinking about making for YouTube. Got to do my research. I don't know yet, but I really feel like that's the most asked question. And I would like to have some kind of answer, even if in the end the answer is, sorry, I did my due diligence and there's just no way around it. You're a bad person. Steal away, pirates! Because I really do, I want to give you know, the video game creators as much and distributors as much do as I can, right? Haha. I'm not the enemy. I'm your fan base. But if you can't provide me with, you know, whatever you can't, like let's say you can't provide me the thing that I want, it's fine. I kind of understand, you know. It's like I understand that you can't, you know, redistribute some of these games because it's not logical. I'm in a niche market at this point, and that's fine. I understand that. Oh boy, that was tough. Ah. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. Hack the planet, says Cold Cash. Right. Gatekeeping is the biggest problem, right? And we saw that recently with Vim.net, VIMM.net, Sega, and Nintendo. They kind of came through and said, no, 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 no. And that's their right. That's right. I have morals. I'm not sharing my pirated copies. I stole these for me. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I hear them coming. I hear them coming. They're behind me, aren't they? Here they are. Here they are. Well, they're right on my butt. Hut, 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 hut. See you guys. Come on, Gum. Hut. That's right. Chill. Oh, man, I can't believe there's a new... Oh, man. One second. Speaking of monkeys... No, no, wait, wait, wait. I'm looking for a certain Hitman monkey. Looking forward to little hit monkeys. Looking forward to some monkey hit. Or there's a season 2. Oh, they're right there. Oh, shoot. Boy, I did not time that right. Oh, they're on me. They're on me. They're on me. They won't get off. It's going to be bad. Go crawl, Gum. Crawl. Oh, no, he's got me. Oh, boy. That was rough. Right. Terry, that's right. Confirmed. Says run, but everybody knows we got skates. It should be skate or die, right? Are they behind me? I think they're behind me. Yeah, there they are. There they are. Let's get up here. They'll stop chasing me. Hopefully. Hut. She said hut. Hut. How do I get up there? Everyone says precisely, Brian. I hacked this fair and square. But in all honesty, I do pirate and do not share my pirate copies, but only for the historical, personal fun. I'm the same. Now, I've got some games that, you know, I picked up along the way for whatever reason, but I own all of them, right? But I have ripped my fair share of ROMs as well. So I have a, unfortunately, it's broken right now, but I have a Retron 5, and that allows you to put NES, Super NES, Famicom, Sega Genesis, carts, is it Game Gear, and Game Boy games, I believe. It's a reader for all of those. There is a firmware that you can download for Retron, and you can, what the Retron 5 does is you put the cart in, and it takes that, it basically rips the ROM, right? It puts it into memory. It puts that ROM into memory so that you can then emulate it, because it's a software emulation inside the device. But it basically rips the ROM. There's a firmware that you can use that allows you to capture this game saves off the cart as well as the ROM itself. And then you can transfer that through USB or I think the SD card. Anyway, there's a way you can transfer the ROMs and stuff. So I was ripping a bunch of ROMs at one point in time. So I've got tons of real games, but sometimes it's too expensive because the game is so rare, and nobody's selling it, and it's just there's no other options. I'm gonna try legality first always when I can. That's because it makes me feel good. Really, that's really the only reason why. It just makes me feel good about it. I'm like, I've tried my best. I've tried my best to play fair. Oh, I don't think there's anything down here, is there? That doesn't make me better or nothing, by the way. I'm just saying, personally, that's what I do, just because it makes me feel good about it. Ah, but this game is a banger, isn't it, dude? This game is the definition of a banger. Matter of fact, let's see. We don't have the credits for the guy. What's his name? Hold on a second. See if I can remember off the top of my head. So the guy who did all this music. Oh, what is his name? Why can't I remember his name? Ben something. Ventura. Oh no. Yeah, that's definitely so. Okay, so we trick them into coming this way, right? And so then they stay there, and then we go around the top. Two skater girls go around the outside. Hopefully they won't follow me here. Over here. Okay, maybe they did see me. Oh, I meant to do you gotta do this and then this. We learned that early on. There are two sets of them? No, okay. Oh, there we go. I get lost in this one. This one's what I always get lost in. They're right behind me, aren't they? There are two groups. I'm so lost right now. In this little bitty small place. Oh, let's do this one. Ha! Oh, she says. Yeah, I did a little wall grind. Rich Overdose confirms, I am a hobbyist game designer. I want the devs to get their credit and due, but post life is anarchy. I used to say this a lot. I used to do webcomics. And I'm starting to do them again. Oh, hi, Skits. And I noticed pretty quickly, especially on the internet, the only comic strip that had any value was that day's comic strip. And the only time it had value beyond that was when it was surrounded by a bunch of more in a collection. So that's kind of the value, right? The most current has the greatest value and then instantly loses most of its value and doesn't have value again until it's bundled in a collection. Habit says, looked it up. Apparently Jet Set Radio Wiki. Oh, what did I miss? Hideki Naganuma. That is correct. That is the creator of most of these jams you've heard. Hideki Naganuma, who is amazing. He still does stuff. Oh, really, Colecash? Sometimes the background music reminds me of Phantasy Star Online. I know I never played the online version of Phantasy Star. I've played some Phantasy Star, but not online. But typically, if I want to play a game and the originator who is selling it, the publisher, whoever it is, whoever's got the rights at the time, I'll try to get them love the best I can, because you know what? They're showing me love by saying that the things I like are still important. And even if that is driven by money, I can lie to myself. And sometimes it's driven by more than money. Sometimes it's just really driven by honest desire to provide. This update cycle, my PC is pushing 45 minutes to overdose. Oh my goodness. This kid says I played a little PSO, that's Phantasy Star Online, on my Dreamcast back in the day. Skits, did you know that there is a project? Have you played it lately? So there is a project for those who don't know. Oh, we just pulled that over, didn't we? All right. So this is actually one of the things that got me looking at my Dreamcast again. There was an announcement not that long ago that they were bringing some online functionality. The community was bringing online functionality to the Sega Saturn. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And I meant to do that with my Dreamcast. And I believe Phantasy Star Online is one of the ones that is still supported by the community, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I can. Let's see. GameCube and Dreamcast players playing together. How does this work? Let's see. How does Phantasy Star Online crossplay work on Silverant on Dreamcast? Texas came back from a shower. What did I miss? First of all, we want to know, are you talking about the cleaning kind, or are you talking about the kind with like little mints? What kind of shower? If I remember correctly, it didn't have controller support. Says, oh, really? So would you? Oh, that's right. You said you used the keyboard and mouse. Cleaning kind, perfect. Okay, so Dreamcast Live. Okay, let me bring you in line here. Oh, wait a minute. Holy Moses. I was getting confused because it looks like one of the first things that come up. All right, let me see here. Games, Dreamcast Live. Let's take a look. Maybe we can find some Jet Set radios out there. What do you think about that? Weak. All right, here we are. We are on the Dreamcast Live.net website. We got some games here. Games that are online, offline, works in progress. Status. So we got several here. So Dream Talk, hosted by Dream Talk, Xiaomi. Crazy Taxi is online. Not available right now for players, but there are 4 players playing 4x4 Evolution right now. You can set up your own dial-in with a Dream Pi, which is basically a RetroPie 3 if you want to. A little as 30 or 40 bucks. Get you the telephone adapter, USB telephone adapter, which I did. I got some Daytona USA. What do that? Daytona. Let's see. Oh, look, Jet Grind Radio is available in several areas on DreamPipe. Nobody right now is playing, but it looks like it's just for leaderboards and DLC, which is fine because that's what you would have had back in the day. You're not going to suddenly be able to play Jet Grind Radio. It's multiplayer because it's not a multiplayer game, but you can participate in leaderboards and possibly access some DLC content. That's interesting. Which is one thing you can do. So yeah, let's go back to the garage, and that's one thing you could actually do. Phantasy Star Online, prep me for WoW, says Cold Cash. Nice. Alien Front Online, says Tonda. Voltaire, want to play some Crazy Taxi online with me? Get it out. Oh, here it is, my favorite song. This is still my favorite song. Let's hum the bass line. Hum the bass line, baby. So good. So let's switch over to the internet. I guess this is where you get the DLC content, right? Free trial SegaNet. So let's go take a look. Archive.org. So this might be part of ProtoWeb. Do you guys know what ProtoWeb is? It is essentially a proxy server that is recreating. It is recreating the internet from about 95 to 2000 something. see. HTTP. Let's see what SegaNet looked like. And this would have been in the year 2000 or late 99. Because I put the HTTP in there. Might be. The www is consequential. Oh, wow. Did they take it down or something? Oh, there we go. It's finally coming in. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go way back. Let's see. This would be, what year was this? October 2021. A little late for us. Sega Mobile. Oh, that's 2004. That's way too... Have almost no my IC camera work? Absolutely. Oh, you just found your original Nintendo Wi-Fi stick for the Wii? Nice. Let's see, 2000. Let's back it up. Going back through time. Let's see what January 22. I'm trying to remember exactly when this game came out. Probably mid-year? Here's my ICQ number if you want to add me. ProtoWeb, man. I'm telling you, ProtoWeb, I think, has some of that functionality. Oh, what's going on? Let's go to October. Let's see if that's better. There we go. Redirecting to SegaNet. Okay, there we go. Ruffle! Get yourself connected. Quick, what's your SegaNet password? And log in. Quick! Oh yeah, man. And Kurtz. Hideki Naganuma is still quite active to do music for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Got some Flash application stuff going on here. Let's go check out the ProtoWeb here. Can we get the proxy running on this fairly quickly? Let's see. Way back to Secure Proxy Service. There's T1 connection. This is Dallas. Hey, look at that. We got a couple of Dallas connections ticks. My username is my butt. If you really want to get funky, you can do the 56K proxy server, which simulates that. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get involved with this real quick. Where's my... And we'll do it through here. I just got to put the proxy in here, right? I'm not doing a proxy pack. Don't tell them what kind of trouble that causes. Automatic proxy seconds, no thanks. Here we go. Manual. What was the port? 7851. Can you put a second one in there? Did I get everything in there? That were okay, that's good. Don't I have one proxy? Alright, so let's see what happens there. Let's see if it actually picks it up though. Let's see if it actually uses the proxy. Did not find it there, but that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, Frog Finder. This is how you get on the proto web, by the way. All I gotta do is just do a little proxy servering, and you too can surf the old web. This is the websites that have been fixed, been restored. Welcome to Sega Online. Oh, it can't be reached. Why not? But Shoutcast, we get the Shoutcast. Can't get there. It's like Skittles. Skittles around the year 2000. Grab a rainbow. I'm so tired of looking at the same desktop every day. I think we should get us some rainbow wallpaper. Original fruit. 7Berry3. Hurry, Beavis, the farts are gaining on us. Lulu multi-pass. Right? Love the formatting for 640x40. If you really want to get funky, you can, of course, go to your enforce your device up here. We can do a standard. Let's see. Let's just force it. Can we force it? Let's go into custom. Let's see. Is there a 640x40 by default? Nope. But we can. Hit it. Device name. ProtoWeb. There we go. There we go. There's your 640x480. Is that big enough for you? But we can go in at like 150%. There we go. There's your proper aspect ratio. Aspect. 7Berry3 is reference to Larry Wilcox's character, John Baker. Yeah, LA 7Berry3. Good one. I can't believe what's up with the Sega one, though. I've been there. I've been to the Sega thing before. Let me see. I don't know why it's out. Here's the Saturn, though. Oh, that's the wrong kind of Saturn. That's the car. Oh, God. Do you remember the Saturn cars? Nope. I'm taking it back. Not do you remember, but do you recall? Fry's Electronics. Let's see if they got what's on sale this week at Fry's Electronics. Got a DSL rebate for them. Fry's ISP support. Covad. Oh, good point. Good point, Tex. Do Bungie. All right, let's hit Bungie. See where Bungie's at if it's here. Yeah, Bungie's here. We got Capcom as well. Properly formatted. Bungie was rocking it. Pretty nice site. Pretty nice. Oh, we got some job openings. Who wants to be a lead engineer in Chicago for Bungie from the year 1998? Let's see what the... Yeah, 1999. This is a snap from 1999 that's been lovingly recrafted of Bungie's website. Who wants a producer, programmer, 3D interior space artist? Me, art intern. Yeah. Create artwork. I'm down with that. Oni PS2 Extreme Cover. Bungie at E3 2000. Upcoming there. May the 11th through the 13th. We'll be located in booth 2900 in West Hall. Get a glimpse of the future with Bungie's industrial shattering 3D action games, the intense anime thriller Oni, and the epic sci-fi combat of Halo. Don't knock Saturn. I still drive a 5-speed Mania. I wasn't knocking it. I was just saying, do you recall? Oh yeah, I wish I knew my GeoCities page location. I know as it was on Tokyo Block. Tonda, they do have a GeoCities. They've done a whole bunch of bringing back the GeoCities here. Let's see. there was a whole project for just that alone. I'm trying to remember what it was. You know what we could do? What we could do is look for Tonda Gosa. Let's see. What was the title of your GeoCities? Was it? I'm assuming it was probably before Tonda Gosa. Nope, nothing there. But we could go to GeoCities. How about some web rings? Anybody want to go? Anybody got some web rings they want to swap? Anybody got some web rings you want to swap? GeoCities, Japan? You said? Let's take a look. Evan says, mine was a 5-speed manual too. Weren't all Saturn's manual? Look, I've been involved with the Saturns too. Don't worry. Enchanted Forest, Homesteader's Guide, GeoCities press releases. Get up, get up. Use some, find your way around GeoCities. Here we go. We got home, help, additional disk space, billing, Geo Builder, add an encounter, page builder, password recovery. Okay, they got everything here, boy. That's right. Saturn was doing good. Mine gets about 60 miles per gallon on the highway. Ion Quad Coupe is one of the last few years they made cars. Yeah. No, what I missed too? Pontiac. Man, I love me some Pontiac cars. Do you recall when? Do you recall? Notice how I'm avoiding it as I can. Let's see. Halo Bungie org. Let's see what they have for the Halo Bungie Studios fan site. Old Vista. Remember Vista? Alta Vista? Everybody needs Alta Vista. Batman Returns. Let's do a search on Batman Returns on the old Alta Vista. Let's see what we get. Dude, Alta Vista was my jam. I love me some Alta Vista. Let's get back in our proper 640 by 480 mode again. Batman Returns 1992. Scale. It's okay. Oh, I gotta do it here, don't I? Oh. So just math my city. 23.5. I'm doing about 40 to... I'm doing somewhere between 38 to 45 on my Kia Hybrid. It's not bad for the size of it. I don't understand why Sega Net's not coming up, though. Obviously a site. Maybe it's the www's giving it trouble. Maybe that's the problem. They said, yeah. The Frog Finder. Let's see what Frog Find says. Oh, the page isn't working. Not a perfect experience. Oh, here we go. Can we pull it through here? No, didn't care for it. Usually I use a specific browser for this, which is a little better experience. I'm trying to kind of do it a little different. Yeah, a lot of stuff is broken here. All right, that's fine. Let's get rid of that proxy. Bye, proxy. Bye-bye, proxy. They might need to use a different one, too, because I was using way back 2. I wonder if 2... What was the first one? I think I was using the alternate one. That's 2 different servers, probably. Nope. Same deal. I wonder if it's because it's insecure. Like I said, I'll probably have to get a different browser. That was just a quick test. Some things work. Alright, but there's actually a proto web browser that you can use as well. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, yo. Netscape for life. Oh man, yeah. Like, don't mess with me. I'll bring up my PCEM or X or my 86 box. And we really will have some fun. We'll take it way back. Can't you skate as the dog if you unlock it? I think that's the thing, right? I think you can skate as a dog if you unlock it. Let's see if it gives credit to where credit is due. Yep. Hideki Naganuma. That's how you see it. That's how you say it. Check it out. A true champion of funk. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Let's go to the love trap. I'm gonna skate as my favorite beat. Face of the franchise. Sup. Nuts Great versus Internet Exploder. Those are two things we said all the time. All the time. Hope you enjoyed this night of retro. And Kurt says, all you gotta do is clear the game with the jet ranking in all stages, story mode, and basic stages to unlock the dog. Yeah. Now, before we leave, you've seen what we've done so far with the real Dreamcast, right? Still looks good, cel-shaded, very accurate because it's the real hardware. How can you go wrong? However, we may take a quick look at what you can do with modern software emulation and upscaling. Or you could just go buy the freaking HD remake of this thing. Me. But let's turn off some of these effects real quick so you can get a real raw dog deal of what all this looks like, right? Me. Okay, so I've added some filters here in our shaders, right? There's shaders for these in OBS. Meep. Drop those out. We're going to drop out the color correction, the CRT curvature, and the CRT scan lines. This is what it looks like when you come out of this adapter straight into 480p with all the effects. This is what it looks like in a modern TV. At 1920 by 1080. Still looks pretty good, right? It doesn't have all the retro stuff, but you know, still looks good. Still very playable. Still very playable. All right, now let's switch over to our Atari VCS. Our Atari VCS controller. Over on 4, using Batocera, which is front-ending. Let's take a look here. Our Dreamcast, which uses Flycast, right? All right. That's the back end. There's LibRetro Flycast. All right. Now let's just take a look at how this looks. And Chris says, oh no, you can only unlock Potts the dog after unlocking all the other unlockable characters. That'll take a while. Yeah, totally. I want to get there, but I'm not there yet. I must not be... Okay, I'm logged in. So there's my retro achievements. So this is ramped all the way up on this poor little machine, right? This poor little Atari VCS, which is basically a mini PC. And I've got things cranked way up. I mean, I've got settings turned way up for mostly graphical fidelity and not motion. Because I was testing. I was like, what's the most I can do on this game to make it look a certain way? So it is totally upscaled to HD, right? Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Voldaire. Thank you for hanging out. Gonna go play some Baldur's Gate 3. I know. Surprise, surprise. I wonder if a snapshot exists of Mega Upload before it imploded. That's a good question. I have some Game Maker 5.0 projects I would love to reopen. That would be interesting. I'm sure somebody did. But see, we got some glitches, of course. But I mean, the things you can do with software. Now, if this machine was a more capable machine, it's not bad. It's got an APU in it, right? So it's okay. But as you can tell down the bottom right-hand corner now, I have my VMU on screen. So that's what I'm usually seeing on my VMU. Made it double the size. So I was off to bed. Absolutely, Tex. Thanks for streaming, Hangawee. Oh, I'm not leaving. Valdaire's leaving, but I am about to leave as well. Won't be much longer. Of course, we can add all those little scan lines and everything to this as well. Just like we did before. Or we can raw dog it. But all that stuff is in your core options. Whoop. So we've done this here. We've done the, let's see. Video we made. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did it more than I thought. I went to 1440 by 1080. So that's pretty hefty. Let's just go with the 2X. Cable type, I went with VGA instead of the composite, which is the default. It uses a few less resources, I believe. Most widely supported. Basic NTSC, of course, horizontal screen resolution. And I did this. I did the per pixel, and the reason why is because if you don't do the per pixel, it gets kind of funky. I want to say that the pixel buffer size, I think, is 512 by default, and the transparent layer is only 32, and that really comes into play, especially in this game, because of there are layers that are transparent. So when you're spray painting, those are transparent layers, and if you don't emulate that well, you will be seeing through stuff. All right, so something else is still dragging down some of the settings, so we'll have to look at that. Okay, yeah, definitely still something dragging it down. I'll have to look through. Anyway, advantages to software, upping the resolution. Woo! Yes, Kurtz, do I have a high key setup for filters on and off? Yes, you do. Batacera has that ability. You can turn shaders off and on. Let me see. Is it function and eject? No, that's ejected. There's a shortcut for that. Oops. But yes, there is a, I think it's this one. I think it's function and left trigger. No. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe it's function and right trigger? Function and select. There is a hotkey for it. I just don't know what it is in the Dreamcast. I used to know what it is on the others though, but not this one. There you go. I had to upgrade Project 64 to have the dirt. Look what happened. Dirt pass render, and yeah, look at this. Look at this nice little. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff you can do with software emulation, including my favorite thing, which is the retro achievements. Hey, I want to thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I know we didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 like we said we would, but we did play some retro gaming. So we did some more. By the way, thank you to Jet Set Sam earlier. I didn't see that follow at all, but thank you. If you're still around, Jet Set Sam, thank you so much for the follow. We'll play some more Jet Set Radio tomorrow night. Probably going to play some Jet Set Future tomorrow night on the Xbox. I've got to go over there and look to see, is this Xbox modded with the hardware mod? I can't remember. But if it is, I don't have the game at my hands. I know I have the game somewhere, but I do not have it at the hand. So I may have to burn a CD and not see if it'll play those or not. Otherwise, I could soft mod, I suppose, but I don't know if I have that kind of time or not. Anyway, we'll be doing some stuff. We'll be playing some Xbox Jet Set Future tomorrow. Jet Set Radio Future? That's right, yeah. And maybe a little more Jet Grind. We might even do some cheating for some in-game stuff just to see so we can get as much done before we do the podcast on Friday as possible. Because I'm curious. I'd like to play as the dog. I'd like to do it. Everything else was accurate. Oh, okay. But from eye level, the pass refused to render. Oh yeah, overdose. True story. There's definitely a lot of fiddling when you come down to the software stuff. That's what's great about the hardware stuff. You don't have to fiddle with nothing. It either works or it doesn't. It either spins up or it doesn't. All right, let's take a look. Let's see if they've made my rating any easier or any better since the last time I looked. Bo Swartz is playing Elden Ring. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's my friend right there. That's my friend. I don't see anybody else, many other friends playing or streaming right now. So I guess that's what we'll do. I guess we'll run in on our good friend. Now I know my other friends are streaming too. Why is this not showing? I do not like this new raid channel thing. I got to figure out a way to get back to where I was at. We're going to raid in on Bo Swartz, who is playing some Elden Ring. You need to continue to convince me that I do not need to start playing Elden Ring because it will consume me just like every other freaking grind game I've ever played. Grinding in a good way, Elden Ring. But man, I can't do it. I have an addictive personality. I can't stop. I'll just be playing that one game. How am I supposed to have my weekly, deep dives into retro if I do that? I can't. It's a Jet Grind, baby. Jet Grind Radio. Thanks, Mad. Here, let me help you out there. Let me help you out with that. Here, let me help you real quick. Let me boost that. Let me boost that here for you. Oh, there we go, Ban. Let me boost that for you, Ban. Here's the best viewers right here of my pants. Oh. Can't stand spammers. Yeah. Why? What, you got nothing better to do? You got nothing better to do? Come in here, disturb my peace? Stupid. All right. Hey, man, did we have fun or what? We always have fun. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, Tonda. It's good talking to you. Overdose, always. Hope you get that upgrade finished. Aunt Curtis, thank you very much. Zoe went to bed. Thank you so much, Zoe. Tex is here. Oh, hi, Tex. Hope you enjoyed that shower. Voldare was here. Had to go out and play some Baldur's Gate. Couldn't take it anymore. Habit was here. Oh, thank you, Tonda. Terry was here. Congratulations. Absolutely, thank you. Thank you for joining the Retro Revolution. Yeah, GG, just like our game, right? Just like the GG game. GG's. All right, Aunt Kurtz, we're out of here. We're raiding in on our good friend, Bo Swartz. Looks like he's really comfortable right now. Look how comfortable he looks. You'll see when you get there. Let's go.